you look at the total amount of food production, China is by far the best case, because China, through some very bad management, went through the worst famine in human history. Between 1959 and 61, more than 30 million people died in China. And at that time, China was a totally traditional agricultural system. They were using basically, well, no, at that time they used less than 500,000 tons of synthetic fertilizer, basically nothing really. And of course, so they learned a lesson, and as soon as they opened to the world in the early 70s, they ordered 13 of the world's largest, most modern Kellogg ammonia plant, and they coupled them with production of urea, and before too long they became the world's largest producer of nitrogen fertilizer. So if they wouldn't have done that, probably by this time, given their population growth, which is small in relative terms, but 1% of 1.3 billion is 30 million people, new people every year, right? That's a new Canada every 2 years and a few months. They would have faced another period of famine and prolonged starvation or massive malnutrition at the minimum. The same is the case of India. So in case of these countries, having this large amount of nitrogen fertilizer literally meant the difference between life and death, because you just could not have 1.3 billion Chinese today without applying these close to 25 million tons of nitrogen fertilizer. Right? So that's probably and you can replicate that case again and again everywhere around the world, no matter if it's every country which has a large population and limited amount of farmland, be it Egypt, or be it Iraq, or be it Indonesia, or be it Bangladesh, the story is the same. The difference is only how assiduously, how aggressively these countries have already done it. And China has done it already very aggressively. The largest producer, largest applicator of nitrogen. Indonesia is not far behind, relatively speaking, right? But Bangladesh has a long way to go, right? And as I said, most of these sub-Saharan countries in Africa have all the way to go, because they haven't done anything. So that means the great difference. At the same time, it would be dangerous to say you have the food problem in some countries. All you have to do is to bring the nitrogen and be done with it. Right? A simple fact is, I said you need nitrogen always in the largest quantity compared to phosphorus, potassium, of course, micronutrients like copper or iron. But you need all of these things, and you need a lot more on top of it, right? You need, of course, water, and you need the protection against pests, and you need properly bred, genetically modified seed, whatever you go for. So you need the whole package, the whole input. But still, all said and done, even when the whole input is present, still the single largest variable input in terms of how much money you are putting in the system almost always is nitrogen fertilizer. So it doesn't matter, if you are going from a system which is just starting to apply it, or a system which already is applying large amounts. Always, you cannot say this is the most important or the only thing, which it isn't at all, but always it's the single most important variable input. It will cost you the largest amount of money, and you will have to do it again and again and again, because this never ends. Right? There are some processes where you can come to the stop. See, once you introduce a proper system of overall field management, it's there. But this thing, you've got to keep applying every year, again and again. So this is a dependence which as long as we'll be around, we'll have to produce that fertilizer, and we'll have to keep applying it in the numbers which we have now.